Guess where I am? Oh, you guys. It's homecoming night here. Well, I'm at the car wash in case you didn't guess. See? It's homecoming night here for my son and his friends. Okay, this is louder than I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry. I was trying to be cute and like film in the car wash. But it's a concert of loud noises. The kids are going to a dance tonight and they're so cute. I would pop up a picture of them, but they're not all my kids, so I don't feel like right posting pictures. But there was my son and his girlfriend, and then his friend and his friend's girlfriend, and they're all friends. And they met at my house for pictures, and they've got their little suits on, and the girls have their little dresses and their little heels, and they're just so precious. These are high school kids, just so freaking cute to see them getting ready. I had this moment when I was driving them to dinner, because they're out to dinner right now. I'm being the chauffeur tonight. At this moment while I was driving them, that they were singing loudly in the car to songs. They were singing to California Girls. Is that what it's called? Katy Perry? Yes. And then Party in the USA from Miley Cyrus. And they were so cute. They were singing at the top of their lungs and just having a good old innocent teenager time. And I thought, I hope they remember the beauty of this moment. Like how alive and happy they feel just hanging out with each other, having a good old innocent time. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing, you know? Just kids being silly, doing karaoke in the car. And I loved it. I thought it was so precious. Okay, hopefully the sound is better here. They have it all planned out. They came to my house. They were going to do pictures at my house and then go to the dance. Excuse me, go to dinner. They're doing a sushi dinner, so they're trying to be fancy. So cute. I mean, we're talking about, teenagers at a sushi restaurant, so to them it feels super special. And then they are going to the dance for like an hour and a half. I hope they have the time of their lives. And then I'm picking them up and I'm taking them to a place called Sweet Frogs. I don't know if Sweet Frogs is national. I think that it is. It's like one of those yogurt shops where frozen yogurt. You get your frozen yogurt and you put your little toppings on it and all that. So they want to do that at the end of the evening. And then that's it. And then homecoming is done. So I'm so excited for them. It's kind of fun to like live vicariously through the energy of high school. They're full of energy, they're full of life, they're full of humor and laughter and a lot of singing. There was a lot of karaoke style singing happening on the way up to dinner. So that's that. Clearly I didn't do a whole lot with my look today. In fact, I really need to wash my hair. I'm going to wash tomorrow because tomorrow's filming day, Sunday. And I have been going hard on the minoxidil lately, because my hair is shedding even more. Like I stopped using it for a bit just out of laziness. And I could see that this patch here and this patch here, we're getting a little bit more pronounced, if you will. And so I was like, I am slacking off. And the thing about minoxidil is if you don't use it consistently and really apply it every single day. Here I am filming in the car, and of course somebody pulls up next to me and looks right at me, and I know she knows what I'm doing, and it's like, who's that? What's she doing? And yes, I feel very goofy, and so now I want to stop, but I'm not going to. So anyway, back to the hair. You have to be consistent when you apply minoxidil to your scalp. And if you're not consistent, then you end up running into the same kinds of problems. Like you lose the benefits of it. That's how many medications work. And so I'm like, I purchased, there they go. They look like they're going to homecoming too. Oh my God, how cute. Oh, precious. Or maybe it's just a date. Like not everybody's out here for homecoming. Maybe they're just a regular schmegular date. I lost my train of thought, so I'll start over in just a minute. I'm back. I don't remember where I was, but I think I was talking about hair loss and how I hadn't been consistent with using Rogaine, basically minoxidil, right? So I'm back on it. I've been consistent about a week, and I'm going to aim for consistency for 2 to 3 months. And so I have one addition to the product routine. I have the foam. This is 5% concentration. Don't mess around with the 2%. 5% concentration. What I've been doing with the foam is using it in my eyebrow, just a little bit here in particular, and I'll just run it through the entire eyebrow after that. And on days that I wash my hair, like today, I'll talk about this wash thing in just a minute. And I don't want the product to be all up in my hair. I will just take the Q-tip and put it in my problem areas, which is like here, here, and then a little bit along the major part areas at the top there. So I want to give myself at least 24 hours of fresh hair before I start to apply all over the hair. The foam is really messy, and I think that's part of what put me off on it in the first place. That, when you put the foam on, it's like you're trying to control it all over the place. There's all these different application techniques that you can use and all of that, but it's kind of a pain in the arse, if you know what I'm saying. And so I wanted a bit of a different method. And so I went with the spray. I ordered a whole box of the 5% spray, and I have been using this consistently for a week. It's a little bit less messy. It still makes your hair wet, so that's annoying, but I can concentrate it more along the parts when I part my hair, and therefore it doesn't get everywhere as much. The other tip that I learned from dermatologists on YouTube, I've watched a few, is to do a little bit of micro needling. So this contraption actually came with a box of minoxidil, and the key has got to be super aggressive, but just kind of lightly do a little micro needling along the parts so that it's like you're opening up your skin a little bit for deeper penetration of the minoxidil. So there we are. I'm going to try it for 2 to 3 months and just kind of see what I get. Do I get more consistent growth? I had gotten a bit of growth the first time around when I was more consistent with the foam, and then just kind of stopped using the foam because it got annoying and messy and I just forgot about it. So I'm back on it now as I'm noticing I'm continuing to shed hair. It's not that I have like female pattern baldness necessarily. It's more like hair shedding more than anything else, although I suppose I have both going on. So that's that. In terms of like the volume that you see in my hair today, because normally my hair looks pretty flat because I'm shedding and I'm losing hair, I actually finished a product. So I'm really proud of myself. We're going to do a little hand clap. And I've been going through a bunch of products lately, which is one of the things I wanted to chat with you all about. This one is from Color Wow, and it's called Raise the Root. It's supposed to be aimed at your roots, but I mean, you can use these products all through your hair, right? You don't need to buy a whole separate product to volumize your hair. So I just sprayed it all over. So it has given the illusion of volume. This will probably fall out a little bit as the day goes on, but you can see that it makes my hair on top look fuller than it has looked in a bit. Now, I still continue to color my hair, and for filming, I also then curl my hair with a curling iron. So I realize that that's having an effect on the overall health of my hair. You don't need to lecture me about that in the comments. I already know, but I finished the product. And what I want to say about finishing products, especially with my hair products, because I tend to overbuy hair products. I mean, I do enjoy, especially if they smell good. Oh, wow. I enjoy thickening products. I enjoy root plumping products, straightening products, hair oils, all of the above, but I have very, very many. And so as I'm using them up, I am just getting rid of the container and not repurchasing so that I can get my hair products down to maybe a couple of handfuls of key products that I know and love and trust. And I'm getting better at that, and I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to say goodbye to this Raise the Root. I will not repurchase just for now because I have other similar thickening products that I want to continue to use and love on as we go on. And I'm going to refrain, hold me to this, from ordering hair products during the Sephora sale. I'm just going to stick to skincare and makeup for the sale, maybe fragrance too. I got a couple fragrances that I'm interested in. Let me lower this just a notch here. Anyway, how y'all doing? How's your mom and Let's do a little bit of get ready and chat together. I got some frivolous things to catch you up on. So we got to do the obligatory YouTuber put your hair back routine. You know, I love these little alligator clips. What noises do alligators make? They don't go nya, 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 nya. Do they go? I don't know. Do they make noises? I've never been around alligators that long to know every time I've seen them, or crocodiles, they're just sort of laying in a river. So I wanted to give you all an update on my donation situation. Quickly, before we get into the donation situation, I have a couple of new products I'm going to apply on my face. I also want to talk about my resurgence of makeup love, which I'm having fun with. And my concealer is going to be the Gucci Concentré de Beauté Multi-Use Long Wear Concealer Buildable Coverage. My little old eyes don't allow me to see the number on here. I think it's 37 warm. So it's going to look super warm, all come together. And then I had the nerve to go to Ulta on Friday night. I had dropped my son and his girlfriend off at their high school football game to enjoy themselves. And I went on up the road to Ulta and had myself a great time shopping around. I picked up the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. And this is going to be in the color 4N1 Ginger, which is also going to look crazy for my current skin tone. I'm waiting for it to warm up from the self tanner that I applied, but it will come together, and I'm gonna have, you know, a top on that's not gonna show the parts of my body that don't match, so nobody will know the difference except for you all, my things. So let's go with this. If you did not catch the last video, I mentioned that I was in like downsizing mode, not necessarily declutter. Holy cow, on camera this looks orange. Can we talk about it for like 1 second? In person, it doesn't look quite that bad. So this lighting is a little wackadoo, but we're going to roll with it because that's the promise I made myself today. So the downsizing, especially of holiday products in particular, holiday decorations and things like that. There was this whole drama that I went through as a mom with all of the fall decorations that I had collected throughout the years and realizing that no one really paid attention to them anyway, except for me. So I did put pumpkins out on the porch. I've got a wreath up on the door that's fall themed. And I have a couple of little pumpkin-y types of things in the kitchen and around the house that are meaningful to me. Everything else, including handcrafted, beautifully painted things that I had collected over the years, huge, big pumpkins. Like I had a big white, like ceramic pumpkin thing, this huge that I would put on the table in the family room. And I loved it, but no one enjoyed it. And so anyway, long story short, like I said in the last video, I packed all that stuff up. Also lots of clothing, shoes, a bunch of stuff, and went on over to Goodwill. I thought I was going to have a breakdown when I dropped it off. I really thought that giving the stuff to the people that grab the boxes and, organize them for Goodwill, that at that moment, I was going to have to be choking back tears. Well, that wasn't the case. I'm going to do a little bit more concealer, just a touch more. I'm trying not to overdo my makeup these days because I have a habit of applying too much. But what happened at the donation place is they came out of the car. My husband was with me. We popped the trunk and we grabbed all the stuff and handed it over. And I actually felt okay, maybe even a sense of relief. Like I no longer have to worry about these things. I don't have to worry about what space they take up. I don't have to put them out. I don't have to organize them. I don't have to put them back up so that we can prepare to bring out our Christmas stuff. It's okay. It's fine that those things left. And that kind of motivated me to continue to do that with other things. So I am in that mode now and continuing to go around the house room by room. The next victim is my makeup collection. And as you saw, my hair stuff. I'm not decluttering hair stuff, but I'm intentionally using it more and trying to use up an item or two or three at a time, focus on a few products that I'm, using over and over again to just put a good dent in them. And of course, there are products that I love. I don't believe in putting dents in things because you feel guilty and you feel like you need to use it up. We're not playing that game in 2025. What we are doing is using products, we meaning me, products that we really enjoy, that work for us, and using them, loving on them, right? So the next up, I still feel like this is a little high. Can I put this down a little bit more and get away with it? Is that good? Because I'm on my tippy toes trying to talk with y'all. The next up is my makeup collection. I've already started to do that with some. And then how about if I film a makeup declutter-ish kind of thing for the filming room? I have my beautiful makeup in this space that I'm going to use today. And I adore the collection that I currently have. I don't feel like there's anything here that I want to get rid of yet. Maybe there's a couple products that I'm we might be on the outs. But remember that I put a whole bunch of stuff in boxes and took it over to my daughter's college. She actually came to see us maybe a couple of weeks ago. So I sent her back with yet another box that I know is going to get loved on. They're going to use those products and enjoy them. So I feel really good about that. So what are we thinking about the concealer? I admit I was influenced to get this once again from Alicia Archer. I just love her channel. I watch her quite a lot. And she loves this Gucci concealer. Cute little top on it. And she raved about how it's her favorite. So we shall see if it becomes one of my favorites. And then this Laura Mercier foundation, Wayne Goss is to blame for this. And I liked it in store. I liked the way that it looked on my hand. So let's apply. Try not to be horrified at the lack of color match. Well, I guess that's not horrible. I've seen worse. I have seen worse. I'm a Laura Mercier. I'm a Laura Mercier foundation fan. I've used her foundations for years. I've had several kinds of her foundations. And at one point, doesn't she have a skin tint type of moisturizer situation? I had that once upon a time too. The other thing I bought at Sephora were these Real Techniques sponges. These are my second favorite. Maybe this is a little yellow of a foundation for me, but we shall see. Because if you look here, I have more I actually have some rosy tones in my skin. So maybe I'm more neutral, I'm rosy and warm. So perhaps I'm more neutral than I think I am. In my mind, I'm warm skinned. What is that about? Okay, let's move on. Let's see what this is giving. I trust Wayne Goss's opinions. I have normally liked a lot of the products that he has liked, and I've not been led astray. So again, this is the color 4 Neutral. Well, it's neutral. It doesn't say it's warm, but I feel like it's coming off really warm on skin. Maybe it's the lighting. Let's change this up. That's the strictly white lighting. Is that better? The lighting I had before was like a mix of white and yellow. Let's leave it here for a while and see if that gives us a little bit of a better look at what actual colors are like. I like this. It feels good on the skin. Doesn't feel tight or cakey or anything, like in terms of the way that your skin feels with it on. And it looks luminous in the camera. I'm looking in another mirror here off to the side, and I'm liking the way that the light is reflecting off of it. Like it's a very natural looking foundation, not especially matte. I feel like it's showing a lot of the texture of my skin underneath. Like you see, I have big pores here. I'm okay with that. That's not a bad thing. And should I powder it? Does it feel tacky? A little bit. Maybe I'll do a little bit of powdering, and maybe I'll do a little bit more foundation on, because if one coat is good, two is better, right? No, not necessarily the case, but let's just do a little bit more for coverage sake. So the point is that the donation has been a good thing, like getting things together that I've had my time with, I've loved on. I was looking at some of those decorations and realizing I have had those decorations for 20 years in some cases. They've seen 20 cycles, 20 fall seasons. They've been put out, loved on. Some were less, some were more like 10 years. Others were 15 years, but I've had them all for a very long time. They've gone through several houses in my life, maybe like 1, 2, 3. I've moved several times. So a number of those donations have been in 4 homes with me. And I've taken them out and put them out and displayed them, enjoyed them, and put them back. All of that to say, they don't owe anyone anything, and I don't owe them anything. They did their job. They were loved on. They brought me joy. I thought they brought our kids joy, even though I learned no one cares about them, but that's all right. So I feel good about that, and just wanted to share, if you're someone that has been struggling with whether or not to donate things because you think you'll miss them or someone will want them at some point, it's up to you. Look, it's your life and your belongings. I'm just saying to you, it didn't feel nearly as taxing and emotional and sad as I thought it was going to be to actually hand them over. So, all right. So on initial application, I'm giving the Gucci concealer a huge thumbs up. I like the way it looks so far. And this foundation is really hitting on something right now. I should probably bring it down to here. Let's do that. But let's powder it and let's see how it behaves during the day. I have to film today, and so I'm expecting the foundation to at least hold up through maybe dinner time. Right now it is 1 p.m. and I'm still putting makeup on, y'all. What the hell? I need to do better. I've gotten into this routine on the weekends that like Friday night is family night. We stop everything. We just like, there's this reveling in the stillness and the lack of commitment for Saturday that Friday brings. Now, this Friday was different because there was a football game and I was driving the kids around and all that. So that's different. But normally, like, we don't make any plans for Friday night and we just enjoy a family dinner. Sometimes we'll order out and bring it home and we sit around the table. We've been doing this thing lately. Let me finish my thought. Why am I all over the place? We'll sit at the table, we'll eat our dinner, we'll play a family game. And then Bryson goes up to his room and he plays video games and he hangs out with his friends online and talks to his girlfriend and whatever. And my husband and I will sit on the couch and watch movies. Our daughter's away at college, as you know, and our other son is out of the house right now. So that's Friday night. This weekend was different, obviously, since I had the game and then homecoming on Saturday. Let me report back on homecoming super quick because these kids were so freaking cute. And I have a question for you too. So I dropped them off at the school. They ate their sushi dinner. It was really cute. They came back, dropped them off at the school. They only wanted to stay an hour at this dance that was going to go till like 11 or something. They only want to stay from 7 to 8, which I thought was so amusing because they wanted to go to Sweet Frogs to get their frozen yogurt. And so I was like, are you guys sure you're going to regret leaving early? So I hung out in the parking lot while I was waiting for them and I edited a video and did things like that. So they came out an hour later and they were so happy. They'd had such a good time. They said they ate a bunch of candy. They didn't even dance. Like, they sat around in what they call their commons, which is like a dining area, I think, outside of the gymnasium or whatever. And they ate candy. They were happy with that. So I was happy with it. Took them to Sweet Frogs. They had their little sweet treat, brought them back home, and they hung out here in the recreation space, AKA the basement, for like another hour, and they just lived their best lives. I could hear them giggling and laughing. I'm going to get emotional because to me, it was like, this is what life is about. Like, they are having a good time. I'm that person that even though they're not my kids, like, of course, my son is my child, right? But the other 3, his girlfriend, and then their other friend, and the other boyfriend and girlfriend couple or whatever. I think of them as my kids when they're with me. I treat them as though they are my children, and I regard them as so. And I want them to be just as happy and have as much of a good time as I want my son to have. So I really care about the experience that they're having. All of that to say, to hear the four of them giggling, laughing, sharing jokes, being silly, they were a little loud. It's okay in the basement. And they were having a great time. It brought me joy. It was as though I was experiencing the joy with them. And I had that moment where I was like, just be still in the moment and absorb the happiness of this. Like the just innocent, pure joy of kids being goofy, teasing each other, being silly, telling jokes. They're pretty funny, the four of them. I really, really enjoyed them a lot. When they left maybe like 10:15 or so. My son was taking off his suit coat and all that. And he was like, Mom, it was such a good time. Today was a really fun day. And I was like, that is all I needed to hear. I am so glad that you had a joyful day and that I could be a part of it. Thank you for allowing me as a mom to drive you all around and enjoy, like experience the youthful joy with all of you without being creepy. Like I wasn't trying to be that creepy mom that's like overly involved in all the kids' business. That didn't make sense, right? But I was eavesdropping on their jokes and I was allowed to sing with them in the car, do a little karaoke. Not allowed, like they were like, Mom, you can sing with us. They didn't mind me singing along with them. They weren't all like embarrassed and creeped out that I was belting out the songs with them. Anyway, it was just a really, really joyful weekend. And so today's Sunday, it's my filming day. It's when I try to cram all my videos into one and then I edit them during the week and post, the next week or whatever. So here we are. Shall we powder? Shall we powder? Let's powder. I also finished up some powders. I had a Maybelline Fit Me powder that's amazing, drugstore, but like super high quality. And I've gone through a number of containers of that. So I finished that. I finished some other powder that I can't remember. I didn't finish it. Excuse me. I'm lying to you all. My RCMA, I think those are the initials. It's a white powder that actually has no color. Like any skin tone can use it, even though it's like white. I used up a lot of it and then I got sick of it and I threw the rest out. But I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. This is in the color 3 Neutral Peach. Even though it's going to look like it mattifies my skin, it will temporarily, but I'm an oily gal. So the oil will come through and it will still look natural. So what I like to do is I like to load up a big powder brush like this. And it's off screen, you can't see it, but I have like a microfiber cloth that I then tap this onto to even it out. Some might think that that's like a wasteful way to do the powder, but I feel like it distributes it evenly and prevents me from loading up too much onto the brush. But you can see how some of the glow is officially getting canceled out right now. And that's okay, it will be back. I'll be back. What is that from? Did I make that up or is that like a Terminator line or something? Did I make that up? I'll be back. I don't even know if that's a line in a song, in a movie, not a song. So then I wanted to give y'all just an update on a couple of shows that I'm super excited to have come back on. Like I've been waiting. I feel like I've been waiting forever, for decades for this stuff to come back on. It's only been like a year. Stranger Things is coming back on soon. Woo! And From, From. If you haven't watched From, I would encourage you to start it from the beginning while we're waiting for the new season to load. If you like zombie stuff, I don't like zombie stuff. And that's why I'm surprised that I liked From. It's such a well done, spooky, scary, slow burn thriller, horror kind of thing. And in an adult way, there aren't any jump scares or stupid stuff like that makes me hate other kind of content like that. Anyway, cast is phenomenal. Check that out. Stranger Things is coming back on for the last season. And then I also saw that 2 of my favorite all-time shows are coming back. Grey's Anatomy. By the way, one of the actors that was on the show, Eric Dane, is struggling through ALS. So, and it's been all over social media. Very sad to see. And I wonder how like Grey's Anatomy coming back on is going to affect his life. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Like, anyway, that's on my mind. And then Dexter is coming back on. That's how the opening song of it goes. It's like this really creepy music at the beginning. So here's the complexion base. What do we think? Does it look too peachy, too tan? Let me see if I change up the lighting, what we get. So that's the yellow and the white again. There's just the white. Let me leave it on white because it looks better to me. Let's bronze up because everything's so warm. I'm going to go with a warm bronzer. And this is the Gucci Éclat Soleil au 3 Poudre de Beauté. One of the prettiest compacts around. And it had a beautiful imprint on it that is rubbing off the more and more I use this. I've had this one for a few years. One of my favorite face brushes is this Anissa one. I don't even think she makes it anymore because I've been looking for this slanted one. I love it so much that I wanted to buy a couple more. One for the filming room and then just another one I have on backup here because I use this one quite a lot. I forget what the name of it is. I think it's just called like a powder brush or something, but you see how it's nice and slanted and wide? And I love that compared to like this big old powder brush. This is from e.l.f. Another one that I've had for forever and a day. I think I paid like $6 for this and it has been trooping for forever. This one was maybe like in the $30-ish range, but I got it on sale. Anyway, let us bronze up quite a bit. Sticking with media, like movies and things like that, my husband and I are always trying to find movies that we would enjoy watching together. He likes action movies that are like pow, pow, pew, pew, boom, boom, where the bad guy gets beat up, put in jail, hunted down. I think it's like it gives him a feeling of justice that something's being accomplished in the movie, that the bad guys are taken down. So he loves those kinds of things. I not so much because of the sounds in the movies. One, I don't enjoy watching people fight in movies, like fight scenes and stuff. Some, like if they're really well orchestrated and there's something artistic about them, I can appreciate them. But generally speaking, like men just beating each other up and, they accentuate the sounds in movies. So a real punch in person sounds like a dull thud. However, in the movies, it sounds like pow! It's so strong. And I just get sick of the noises. They kind of bother my soul. So I end up putting my earphones on and like watching YouTube videos or something while he's enjoying the defenders of the universe take down the bad guys or something, right? Things being blown up and whatever. I can't deal. But then I like movies that explore emotional things or interactions between people, relationships and things like that. Not like romantic movies, but relationships between humans, like parent-child relationships, friendships, and things like that, and how they evolve and change over time. I enjoy that. I enjoy documentaries too. And that's not so much his speed. So we end up having a hard time finding things that we both like. And it's always this like, well, what do you want to watch? I don't know. What do you want to watch? This whole thing. We're really goofy about it. But we found a movie that both of us were enthralled with. It was so dang good. I had to tell you all about it. The main star is Demi Moore. I forget the other woman's name that stars alongside of her. There's like two co-stars. The movie is called The Substance. The Substance. So, randomly he found it. He was like, what about this? You want to try it? I said, sure, let's see. Puts it on without giving too much away. Demi Moore in the movie is an aging, like aerobics star. Like she has a show and everyone loves her because she's beautiful, but she's kind of getting worn out and tired. Dennis Quaid is in the movie as well, as he plays like a sinister character. And she eventually, Demi Moore, I won't explain how, she's introduced to something called the substance, which if you inject it, allows you to live another life through a different body. That's all I'm going to say about the plot of the movie. Demi Moore's acting in this movie is freaking superb. Superb. I've never been like a real Demi Moore fan. Not that I disliked her or anything, but I never really thought about her as an outstanding actress until this movie. And then I thought she should win an award for this. This is wild. The movie gets wilder and wilder as you watch. It is really well done. It explores themes of wanting to be young and resisting aging and wanting to be seen by others as beautiful, youthful, and all of that. Fantastic, creepy, fun. The apartment that it's filmed in is really, really interesting out in California. I will say about 20 minutes before the movie ends, it jumps the shark completely. If you watch it, you'll know what I mean. There's a scene where the person goes out on stage. And then after that, it gets so stupid that I was like, all right, this is dumb. But up until that point, the first like hour and a half or whatever of the movie is just absolutely phenomenal. So check out the movie if it's something that you want a number of people in the house to be able to enjoy. It's not really like a family appropriate movie because there's a lot of boobs and a lot of butt in the movie. Not necessarily like sexual scenes. There is one sexual scene, but there's a lot of showing of boobs and butt. And it's important to the movie, so I understand why they did it. It's not just like these gratuitous shots, although it feels like that. at some points. You're like, okay, I'm looking at somebody's butt again. Like, what's happening here? When you watch the movie, you won't understand the substance. Check it out. I think I'm going to use the Bibliophilia palette again. When I tell you my obsession with this is real, I love eyeshadow. I've loved eyeshadow for a long time. And as you know from other videos, I'm moving toward more simple, classic looks that are maybe more subdued, not loud colors. Like I'm moving away from loud colors just for personal preference and because I like to wear eyeshadow during the week. And so the palettes that I'm going to be drawn to are going to be those that are going to be more subdued and like enhance your natural beauty versus like completely changing the way that you look or being dramatic, glamorous, all of that. So I bring that up to say that I'll get an eyeshadow palette, I'll love on it, I'll put it among the others and then kind of go back to rotation. This one is one that I can't stop reaching for. And, you know, it's like one of these all-in-one palettes. It looks so boring on screen, but the formulas are so creamy, dreamy, smooth. I just love them. I love them. You can get a nice warm look in here. You can get a sort of more cool tone over there. You can have a neutral look. This is just really a phenomenal palette. And I nearly passed it up thinking, oh gosh, here we go again with another Byredo big palette release. I haven't played in these and I'm not going to today. I'm going to save that for maybe around Thanksgiving or the holidays. But if I cover these two up for a second, everything else in there is highly usable on a day-to-day basis. And you can build these up as much as you want or keep them mellow. So let me start playing around with these and see what kind of look I can come up with. I may try to get a bit of a warmer look. So I'm going to maybe play around in this right here. Maybe this quad will be it for today. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want a gold eyelid. I might want like this kind of eyelid. We'll see. I'm going to go in a little bit bold with this like brownish clay color here. Okay, I've started to do my eyes a little bit here. I went down this rabbit hole in talking that I promised myself I wouldn't go down. I started to talk about like the political turmoil in our country at the moment, and I really just don't want to. So for so many reasons, it's just such a waste of my time and energy to talk about it on social media. I promised myself I wouldn't. So I'm going to delete that part. And I'm just going to talk about how I keep my own personal mental peace, because this isn't about like what I think about what's happening or what I think about what other people think about what's happening. I don't care. And I think that's the whole point. I need to find ways to like have sanctuary in my mind and in my house and in my heart. So I've been doing that through curating my social media content that I watch closely, because I do spend a lot of time on YouTube and on Facebook, and I need to be careful about what I allow and train the algorithm to show me, because it sticks in my head. You know, I'm the person that the images, the things, they stick. And then I start to worry about things that I cannot control and should not be worried about. And it's a waste of my energy and time, right? So I've been doing a couple things. One is watching a lot of content that is artistic in nature, because art in all of its forms brings me joy. The visual arts, the performing arts, anything that is like a creative expression of someone brings me joy. And then children and babies and their innocence brings me joy. Should I just go for it? It looks, let me see. I haven't played with this color. It's actually more coppery. Let's just try it right here. Let's see what happens. I want to put on a thin layer. I don't want to. I tend to like cake on my metallics. And then sometimes I like look at my own videos from the past and be like, oof, you probably put like 3 or 4 layers on. You should have done that more lightly. That's like a copper penny. Look at that, how pretty that is. How you doing? A copper penny tone. I like that. So I've been watching baby content. I can't have another baby. The shop is closed down there. It's way past that time in my life, right? But I so enjoy babies laughing and cooing and mothers and dads enjoying their children. Like, that brings me joy. Show me a picture of a mom rocking a baby to sleep and talking about how delightful it is and how she's going to miss that. And my heart just warms up. My entire soul. I'm like E.T., right? You know how his heart lights up when he feels things? My heart literally, not literally, figuratively lights up when I see content like that. I could feel all the happy endorphins rushing to aid me in my good feelings. So baby content has been making me super happy. And then content that is singing around the world is what I'm most into. I watch art content and things like that, and sometimes dance content because it makes me happy. What if I take this color here and do the inner corner with that? Let's do that. So I've been watching choirs from around the world and singing from around the world. And it's everything from like a clip from a group of local men in Papua New Guinea singing in the forest. I don't know the words that they're singing or the syllables, but let me try and enact it for you. Sing it a little bit for you. It's something like, I don't even know if it sounds like that. So let me just insert the clip over here and let you listen to it. Isn't that beautiful? Calming to the soul, motivating, centering, all of the things. So it's on Spotify, and I tagged it to a number of my playlists on Spotify so I could listen to it again. I think I'm going to deepen the outside only because when you're on camera, the look isn't as dramatic as it is in person unless you like completely overdo it. So that is the kind of content I have been paying more attention to. Listening to like yodelers in Switzerland and Germany. Oh my gosh. I'm listening to bagpipes in Scotland, a choir in South Africa. The obsession level that I have with the South Pacific. So both hula style dancing in like the Hawaiian Islands, the peacefulness of that, the beauty and grace and flow of it is so mesmerizing to me. And I've also been obsessed with Hawke and all of the singing of the Maori people as they dance with their queen, the fact that their queen is among the normal, regular folk dancing with them, and it's all ages. There's such a beautiful thing when I watch the videos. Let me see if I can pop one up here of all ages and gender, whatever, singing together. It's such a community activity. It brings me to like tears and motivates me every time I watch to think, there is somewhere in this world where community is still important, where people support each other. Again, I mean, you can't make those assumptions just off of a little video of people singing and dancing together. Maybe they're nasty to each other in real life. I don't know. But let me dream my dream that there is some sense of community and attachment and commitment to each other among the people in the video. So I have been training my algorithms to show me more of this kind of content. And I have no regrets. I don't miss the political drama and bullshit. I don't miss it. I don't miss listening to people argue. I don't miss drama that's intended to upset me. I don't miss it. I don't miss content that's intended to elicit an upset reaction in me. My life is a lot more peaceful and happy just watching this stuff. So anyway, the whole like algorithm thing is symbolic of life in general, and like not letting negative things that don't help you grow or evolve as a person, that don't bring you peace and happiness, not letting those things into your life. Like we are the gatekeepers for that. We have control over that. We don't have to let the garbage in. Life is going to give you plenty to deal with anyway. Why invite more negativity and foolishness into your mental setting, into your heart, that you can't change or control or have any influence over? For what? Why am I creating extra anxiety and stress and disgust for humanity in my life than I already have just from knowing how people are? You know what I mean? What kind of madness is that we would invite that stuff into our lives? So what are we thinking about this eyeshadow look? Ooh, I got some new blushes too. I'm obsessed with blushes. I wonder if this blood orange, this is from Chanel. Look at the imprint on that. It's called Le Tarot de Chanel. Looks like playing cards. Would that work? feel like I would have to put a brown lip with that. Let me put this out here as one possibility. Oh, I wanted to say I'm trying to slowly get rid of cream products. Here's why. Like this is a little one from Tower 28. This one is called Rush Hour Beach Please because they get fibers in them. And I get a little grossed out by the texture, the fact that it stays tacky. I know it's so weird. Like, why'd you buy it in the first place? Well, friends, I have recently come to the conclusion that I just struggle too much with the non-cleanliness of cream products. Like, look at the way that looks. I much prefer, I mean, these are close enough, right? This is a little bit deeper, but the powder products. What about the Tan, Bronze, and Glow, also from Natasha Denona? I still have these palettes. I have not given them away. That's pretty brown for today's look. What if I mix these two? Let's ruin my look, shall we? Oh, I almost forgot. One of the biggest joys on social media for me is the silliness of frivolous content. And so I've gotten really into content like this man named Troy Hawke. Hawke with an E on the end. I believe he's British. He sounds British to me. I could be mixing up his accent. So this is the Chanel one that I just said, Le Tarot, whatever the heck it's called. Le Tarot de Chanel. Oh, the color's blood orange. Hello. How you doing, blood orange? Let's start with that and see what that gives. Oh, that's pretty. That's very something. Super warm. Is it very orangey? I don't know. So Troy Hawke walks around in this purple smoking jacket. Have you seen him? Freaking delightful. And what he does, instead of terrorizing people with pranks or upsetting people with insults or arguing with them, he over compliments them for everything. So he walks by random people and just hurls compliments at them to brighten their day. And I think it is such a beautiful gesture. And it's also funny. One of the things I do with my blush is I bring it through my eyeshadow look. I like to bring my blush a little bit through my eyeshadow just to help match up the look, make it more cohesive. Okay, so Troy Hawke. And he's, first of all, very articulate and well-spoken, which is delightful in and of itself. But then to listen to what he comes up with to say to people and their expressions, because they're always shocked, like, what? Let me see if I can insert one of his clips here.
I like your vibe, sir. You're a human sequoia, enjoying your clear-eyed enthusiasm.
I appreciate that.
The way you teased your hair was majestic. You are the boss of that tangle. Thank you for the slow nod and the considered greeting.
At peace.
I am enjoying those sequins on your hoodie. How many NFL players rocking sequins?
Not many.
You're an outlier. Never change. I imagine, sir, if you wore baggy pants, people would underestimate your lower body strength.
They would.
I knew it!
I feel like you strong now.
You have the metronomic walk synchronized with a very organized mind.
It was lights out, man. It's hard not to give you peace when you come out with a
Purple smoking jacket.
It looks fire.
I wish I was JJ Colors.
Who's J? I don't know JJ.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Sir, I adore the hood. Is it for Enigma or has your helmet betrayed your hairdresser?
Well, I'm a little bit in between. My hair kind of messed up, but it kind of looked good. But the thing with my helmet is I gotta wear it so I don't die.
That is the most considered answer to an unlikely question I've ever received. Thank you for my guy.
I mean, is he not just amazing?
Yeah, bro.
How fun would it be to run into this
on
guy
being
in
in
the
charge
street?
of the highest scoring team
I love
in
this.
the NFL.
Appreciate it, thank you.
In terms of Scrabble, you're a 43. Next closest is Washington Commanders, who were a 34. So you've got them beat by 9. That's how you leave training. You keep training.
Keep training.
Keep
Okay,
training.
I think I am going to just finish the look off camera. And we'll come back for some final thoughts.
Very
Okay.
flexible hips.
I like that.
Thank you so much. It's a smoking jacket.
I see. I like that, man. I like that color too.
I'll fix you up with one.
I would love it.
They making it my size?
I'm sure they could. It's kind of my thing though. I don't want a taller, better looking franchisee out there. You're loose, you're comfortable. You're making me feel more relaxed in your proximity.
I appreciate that.
So you walk like you're marching in time to a band and I adore it.
You're a big deal.
You are a big deal. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
Thanks, man.
Your eyes are ablaze with excitement.
Yeah?
I fear for your enemies.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Josh,
You're a 14.
41
No, 14.
years old.
In Scrabble. 8114. My name's worth 7. 14 plus 7, 21. Ding ding, we hit blackjack.
I like this guy.
I like you.
You have a good one.
You're walking down the path like a 4-man meat carnival.
The f you say?
Meat carnival.
All right. How you doing?
I like the 180 you did on
Patrick, it
me.
was good, right?
I'm JJ for life now. I'm on the panhandle, at the base. I love them! I love them! They're all really nice. I'm JJ for life now.
Hey, I'm JJ too. My name's Orion Jones.
Jari, and you're a 13
22.
in Scrabble.
Scribble.
Scrabble.
Yep, Scrabble.
So Jay's doing a lot of heavy lifting. That's some heavy lifting right there.
Your lights out, brother.
Your lights out. I presume that's a good thing.
Let's go.
I mean, is he not just amazing? How fun would it be to run into this guy in the street? I love this. Okay, I think I am going to just finish the look off camera and we'll come back for some final thoughts, okay? Okay, so here's the final look, minus jewelry and whatever I'm gonna wear today. I haven't figured that out. By the way, I do still do a little bit of the cover up of these like thinning spots here with this Color Wow corrector thing in dark brown. It's literally just like brown powder, this brown powder and this application thing. So anyway, it helps a little bit for those areas not to look as sparse. I put on the IDYL half naked, I guess they're called wispies, 421, and it's just like the outer part of your eyelashes. Like I literally forgot the word. I was like, eyelashes. It doesn't do the inside. I put a very, very thin line of eyeliner on with the satin kajal liner from Victoria Beckham in the color black. Love that. I did do a little bit of inner corner highlight on the eye. Does anyone do that anymore? Or is that like completely out of style? And for that, I don't even know if this thing is sold anymore. This is the Ofra highlighter called Beverly Hills. And it's got all the different colors of highlighter. I usually go into that white shade right there and do the inner corner and a little hit underneath the very tippy top part of the eyebrow arch. There's that hair again. I'm just going to pluck it because it's a jerk. It's not playing well. I used a Tom Ford lip pencil in 106 called A-List. It's a really sort of dark brown liner. And the lipstick is from Merit. The color is called Cabo. Sort of like a blood orange. Imagine that, like the color of my cheeks. And I put the Morphe Continuous Mist setting spray on. But I feel like when I put setting spray on that it dulls out the blush a little bit. So what do? We put more on. Who's gonna stop me, boo? Who's gonna stop me? What do we think? It feels very warm. I like it. I did curl my hair a little bit. I still have a little bit of volume up here. I'm not mad at it. It doesn't feel as flat as it does most days when I style my hair. So let me go finish up getting ready and see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging with me. Take care.